so that they can understand better the heritage and their grandparents' origins. We'd like to recognize Richard J. Witry, the Honorary Consul of Luxembourg, and Donald J. Hansen, who is the President of the Luxembourg Brotherhood of America. And now I leave you once again in the capable hands of the Director of Kouer, Gerda Hansen. Gerda?
Bonjour. It's also my pleasure to introduce to you now the Luxembourg Kouer. What you were listening to was called March to Charlotte. It's the march ordinarily played whenever the Duke and Duchess in Luxembourg enter a room. We played it for our children today. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the Luxembourg National Anthem. It's our great pleasure to be here once again on the special Christmas stage in Science and Industry. The children today have prepared your program, and they will be doing all of the performing. They're excited and looking forward to your attention. All of them are from Luxembourg descent. But before we begin, I would like you to meet personally now the Council of Luxembourg here in Chicago, the Honorable Mr. Richard Witry. And Mr. Witry, we'd like you to say a few words to us, if you wouldn't mind.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Luxembourg Kouer presentation. We have a distinction of being one of the oldest groups to perform here at the museum during the Christmas Around the World. This is a tradition that started the very first Christmas Around the World. I think it's going on about 23 years or so. And my predecessor as council, Mr. Nicholas Calling, began this wonderful tradition, and we've been here ever since. The children, it's very important for us here of the Luxembourg American ancestry to have our children carry on the Luxembourg traditions. We all share, we're all Americans, we all come from somewhere else. And it's the traditions that are handed down to us that are manifest here today. And the children represent the next generation that will carry on the work of their fathers, their grandfathers, in some circumstances their great-grandfathers. And it's very important that this occur. We all know the value of traditions, and the Luxembourgers are no different. The Luxembourgers first came to Illinois about 125, 130 years ago, the first great wave of immigration. And in the Chicago area, the six-county area, there are probably 150,000 Illinoisans of Luxembourg ancestry. And just to note some of the more prominent Luxembourg Americans, former State Senate President Philip Rock, the tennis star Chris Evert, and the former president of the University of Notre Dame, the Reverend Theodore Hesburgh, are three very prominent Luxembourg Americans. And we want to share that with you because we have played an important role in settling this area. One of which, of course, 50, 60 years ago, you couldn't buy a cut carnation in the six-county area without it having been grown by a Luxembourger. We're very prominent in the floral industry, and we still play a prominent role in the floral industry. And it's our pleasure to participate in this event yearly so that we can carry on the message to all of you who may not know of the importance that the Luxembourg Americans have played, especially in the Chicagoland area. Luxembourg is 999 square miles of freedom in the heart of Western Europe. It was a founding member of the European community, and it plays a role, I would like to say a strategic role, but perhaps that would be overstating it. But the fact that it is the smallest country in the European Union, it can play the role of honest broker. And it often does so when there are very difficult issues to resolve among the Germans, the French, and the English. And it does that, it plays that role very significantly. One other thing, if I may, the Luxembourg government just purchased the Irving Berlin Mansion in New York City. And I attended the dedication of the refurbished Irving Berlin Mansion. It will house the consular activities, the United Nations activities of Luxembourg. The Royal Prince Henry, came to New York to help dedicate the refurbishing of the Irving Berlin Mansion. And he took me aside and he said, "How are all my friends in Chicago?" And I said, "Your Highness, they think of you often, and we hold you dear in our heart. We hold your father and your mother in our heart, and your grandfather and your grandmother." And the Grand Duchess Charlotte, whose march you first heard, was here in Chicago during the war in 1943 and 1944. And the Luxembourgers then took her, protected her, and sent several hundreds of thousands of dollars back to the war effort. So the people of Chicago, Luxembourg and non-Luxembourg, hold a very dear spot in the heart of the royal family of Luxembourg. I want to thank you for your attention and have an enjoyable afternoon.
This Kouer has been in existence for a very short time, just a year really, and none of the children actually speak their grandparents' native tongues, but they're busy learning to sing in Luxembourgish, and I think they've done a really fine job learning and memorizing all the things they're going to present today. Our next number is called On America, and it tells the story of an immigrant to America and his reflections of what he left behind. One more thing, I was remiss before, and I surely don't want to be. I'd like you to meet your little soloist, and that would be Nikki King. Got it. I think I'm going to take these notes over there. Now I would like you to meet a man who has made this concours possible, a man who has decided and dedicated many of his years as a member of the Luxembourg Brotherhood here in Chicago to the native land of his parents in Luxembourg. A man who is grandpa to most of these children on stage. Children, if this is your gross pop, raise your hand. And that's not anywhere near all of them. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Tony Schroeder.
Welcome to the Museum of Science and Industry. Kids, I think are doing pretty good. I think the children are doing pretty good. The Christmas in the land of Luxembourg is today mostly a religious holiday. The church and the people celebrate Advent season together with great expectation. There is basically a little commercial gift buying and exchanging. There's no Santa Claus for the children, yet it is a season of joy and secular music. Every honor is on preparing for the great miracle of Christ's birth. Much honor is displayed for the Mother of Christ, the Mutter Gottes. The honor is exemplified in the next number the children wish to do for you. Mutter Gottes Lädchen. Children? And now, Leif Connor, meaning dear children, or kommt doch, meaning come along, and kommt not an die Stall, come to the stable to see the joy in the manger.
In Luxembourg, as well as practically all over Central Europe, there's a special day for children. Just before the Christmas season, it's December 6th, and a day set aside to reward the good and to remind the not-so-good children that maybe they want to change their ways. This is the day when St. Nicholas visits each household and brings goodies for the good and a very grotesque sidekick to punish those that are not so good. In fact, that character sometimes even carries off that bad child with him or her. Who then was St. Nick? He's not Santa Claus? Where did he come from? Legends tell that he was a very holy man, having left this earth as long ago as the year 343, many years even before the birth of Christ. It is said that when he was put to rest, a fountain of water sprouted from the ground at his head, and a fountain of oil poured from his feet. This went on and on, upset the Turks, so when they invaded the land where St. Nick was buried, they unearthed him to find him totally intact. They reburied him once again at another place, where then the Star of Bethlehem appeared. Does that sound familiar? For centuries, St. Nicholas was the holiest figure in many faiths. Historians have recorded countless tales of him reappearing on earth to perform miracles most of them about and around children. You see, while on this earth, St. Nick took in children who were lost or mistreated in his woodland home, and then he cared for them. Some tales about him even include the fact that he brought children back to life after they were cruelly mistreated and had died. So it came to be that today we still celebrate December 6th as St. Nicholas Day. It is said he appears each year for his beloved children, rewarding the good, leaving the bad to his sidekick. The sidekick, that grotesque character slinking along, waiting for his turn and his nod from St. Nick to drag off some bad child. He takes on many shapes and many names in different cultures. Sometimes he's male and sometimes she's female. In Luxembourg, the character is called the Hussiger. So let's have the children sing a song about St. Nick. Maybe he's even here in the museum with us today. Children, we're going to sing Lasst uns froh und munter sein. Yeah, there is one. I think maybe he'll think about it next year. I believe Mommy's letting him let out. Gonna go find the lizard. After a certain age, you just can't leave your glasses somewhere else. As with many of the small European nations, Luxembourg is a land of many cultures. Everyone grows up speaking 3 main languages. French is actually the official language. You will note some of that French influence in the costumes the girls particularly were wearing. German is the written language, and some of our songs today were in the German language, such as the last Lasst uns wohl und munter sein. Luxemburger Schwätzen is the traditional spoken language in Luxembourg, and most of the songs we did earlier were in that language. How wonderful for people to be part of such a rich culture. St. Nick and the Hussiger will be out in the audience to pass out a few things on Luxembourg for you. If you're interested, please take one. And at this time, too, I'd like to tell you who St. Nick and who the Hussiger were. They were Mr. and Mrs. Simon, Madeline, and Steve. Now this is the Christmas season, and all over the world we share and give of one another to our fellow man. One of the ways we do this is with our Christmas music, the carols we sing. And probably the most famous carol of all is sung all over the world by so many cultures. It's a beautiful ballad, a lullaby with a wonderful story. Of course, I speak of Silent Night. This ballad had an accidental beginning. It's quite a story, and the children would like to act it out for you now. So if I can have my players on stage, please.
Were you calling me?
Yes. Well, what happened to the organ?
I'm afraid it was the mice, Father.
Mice.
Mice have eaten the bellows. It's winter, you know, but I guess they were hungry.
Guess they were hungry. Where do you know? I know it's winter, and I'll tell you one more thing I know. I know that it's Christmas Eve, and I know that, yeah, don't worry.
But Father, Franz Gruber told us last summer to have the bellows put into the organ. The ones we have are so old, they just have ribs completely between the mouthparts.
Don't be clever with me up there. So what are you going to do after the service?
What am I going to do?
Oh yes, you were the one who said, oh please let me plan service for Christmas Eve.
But I didn't chew holes in the bellows.
This is Christmas Eve. People will be expecting music during the midnight service. See that there is some.
But how? The organ doesn't work at all.
That's a problem. You'll have to solve on your own.
Father Nelson. Oh, it's you, Father. Did not know Father Nelson showed.
Yeah, we certainly did. And me, I'm in trouble again.
I heard about the organ. That's the trouble.
Yes, and the way Father Nelson carries on, he thinks I've done it on purpose. Why am I always in trouble with that man? I tried.
It's just that.
I know. He thinks I spend too much time playing music and writing poetry.
I'll get the door, Father.
More, my old friend. A good day to you.
Hey, good day to you too, Brian. Hope it's a better day for you than it is for me.
I've just been to the church.
Did you see the organ?
What's left of it? I told Father Nosler this would happen if he didn't get those bellows fixed. Wilhelm, the organ repairman, won't be back up the mountain until spring thaw.
Sit down, Brian. You know all there is to know about organs. Couldn't you fix the organ somehow? Just so we'll play tonight?
I'm sorry, Joel's son. If there is a small patching job, perhaps I could, but the leather is too rotten to patch, and I don't know how to make a set of bellows.
Yes, of course, you're right. Franz, you're the schoolmaster at our farm, choir master. Can you think of any way we could improvise music?
Joseph, if I could, I would. The organ music is one of the most important parts of the Christmas service.
I know. It's been such a long, hard year for the people of. How can we celebrate Christmas if they have
here.
Thank you, Sally Moore. I hope you don't mind, but Mom suggested that I come over here to meet
Good day to you. Please come and sit down.
Thank you, Father Moore. I hope you don't mind, but Franz suggested that I come over here to meet him. I was just doing some shopping to prepare for Christmas, you know. Inge and Willie are coming too. They've gone to get Franz's guitar. He is having it repaired.
I'm delighted to see you. It's a pleasure. I often don't have it.
Well, taking care of 12 children keeps me pretty busy. Where's Franz?
He's out on an errand of mercy. You see, mice have ruined the orchid.
No!
Yes, they've eaten the bellows. Franz has gone off to see if Wilhelm is at his sister's. Perhaps he can repair it.
Oh, I'm sorry. And now I've come along and interrupted you at your work.
Oh, I was just reading over a little poem. I wrote it over the night. I was coming home after a late call. It was so peaceful, with the snow falling quietly all around.
Would you let me read it? I do like to read poetry.
Here it is.
I think it's just beautiful. You should do something about it. Why don't you teach it to the children?
The church?
Yes, it would be something new. Since you can't have the usual service, why not have something different?
You think it might work?
Of course.
But what about music? How can children sing without music?
I think we may have solved that problem too. Hello, my dear. Father Moore and I have been having such nice talks. I'm sorry, old friend. Wilhelm is not here. He's not there. I thought of some other way to have music tonight, but no idea has come to my mind. We have the most wonderful idea, Franz. Tell him, Father.
Well, Franz, you know I write a little poetry, and I've written this poem.
Oh, Joseph, not another poem.
Yes, if you just read it.
Joseph, you are my friend. I've read some of your poetry, and to be honest with you,
Franz, sit down and read the poem.
yes, my dear. Joseph, this is good. It's really very good. Still, I don't know how it can help us tonight, even if it is Christmas poem.
Franz, you're going to write a melody for it, and the children will learn it and sing it at Mass tonight.
What? No, my dear. I couldn't possibly. It is out of the question.
Not another student will I make for you.
That's not fair, my dear. It takes time to write music.
Then you better get started.
You can certainly see who's boss in our family. But I have no instrument.
Yes, you do. Your guitar, of course.
A guitar in church on Christmas Eve? What will Father Gosler say?
He can't get any more angry with me than he is already.
Then let's have another go. No, this poem is a lullaby. Yes, that's it, a lullaby. Sleep in heavenly peace. It is Mary singing to her baby. It is every mother singing to her baby. Yes, that's it, a lullaby.
That's it, Franz. That's beautiful. Let me get the others so they can hear it too. Frau Schmidt, Frau Gruber, children.
What is it? What has gone wrong?
Nothing is wrong. Everything is right. Just listen to what Franz has composed.
Oh yes, Franz, that is exactly right. It will be beautiful tonight in the church, full of candles, all shining down on us. Well, let's all try it together.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to meet the players one by one.
I played Father Moore.
And your name?
And my name is Peter Schroeder.
Peter Schroeder.
I played Franz Gruber, and my name is Mickey King.
I played Father Nussler, and my name is Tim Schneider.
I played Frau Gruber. My name's Kristen Schroeder.
My name is Mary Schroeder. I played the housekeeper. I played Amy, and my name is Maggie Schroeder. I played Lily. My name is Chris King.
And this is also our second soloist, the brother of our first soloist, earlier in the program. Some are shy, and I told them they didn't all have to say their names. We sort of voted on it, and they decided not to. In any case, this concludes our Luxembourg program for today. Please give a hand to the Luxembourg